Hello! Today we'll be travelling from London King's Cross to Edinburgh Waverley on the new train operator Lumo. Lumo had its first train from London to Edinburgh in October, and I took this train up in November of 2021. I booked a Lumo fixed ticket around 2 weeks before the journey and paid £13.10 with a railcard. Our journey starts at King's Cross Station, departing at 2:36 p.m. and passes through Newcastle and Morpeth, before arriving in Edinburgh at 7:15 in the evening. I arrived at King's Cross early before my afternoon departure time. I would recommend packing some food or buying food at the station beforehand, as the train only sold small snacks and some drinks. I visited the little Waitrose to buy a sandwich before boarding the train. The platform was easy enough to find by following the boards at King's Cross, and the train was a distinct blue color. When I booked my ticket on the Lumo website, I was assigned a seat but couldn't change it. I walked to my assigned seat in Coach D, but found the carriage to be completely full, meaning I would have to sit next to someone, which I wanted to avoid on this 4.5-hour train ride. Making my way to Coach E, I found a few empty pairs of seats, including some forward-facing seats, so I decided to settle there. The seat was comfortable with a nice sturdy fabric and plenty of leg space. The headrests were also comfortable with some extra cushions on the side which were good for taking naps. The best part about the seats were the tray tables. There's a lamp directly above the table, which was great for keeping my workspace bright as we traveled further north. The tray table was quite large to begin with, but pulled out an extra little bit, which made a big difference. I have a large laptop that never fits on tables on both trains and airplanes, but it fit on the Lumo table and made a much better experience doing work on this train. There was also an electric outlet and 2 USB plugs between the seats. Looking around the seats, there were displays above the seats showing their availability and overhead shelves for smaller items. The window shade also pulled down. We departed King's Cross Station on time, leaving a bright and sunny London. Now let's take a look at the rest of the train. While Coach E was only about half full, the rest of the train was extremely full, with almost every row having at least one person seated. This made it difficult to film parts of the train. One thing I noticed was the lack of storage space for large suitcases. There were racks at the beginning and end of each coach, but these were stuffed full, and people were even storing their suitcases in the areas between the coaches next to the doors. Next, we'll take a look at the toilets. 2 of the toilets were out of order on my train, which resulted in a bit of a line to use the remaining lavatories. The lavatory was standard with a toilet, sink and tap, soap and hand dryer, along with some coat hooks and a baby changing table. As we traveled further north, 2 Lumo workers pushed a cart through the train with food and drink for purchase. I couldn't get a good video of this, but most of the food on the cart were chips and bars and soft drinks. There wasn't any hot food for purchase, although there were hot drinks available. I would recommend purchasing something at King's Cross beforehand or pre-ordering a meal on the Lumo app, as the food cart will not provide you a substantial meal. I decided to do some work and explore the Lumo Wi-Fi. Once joined to the Wi-Fi, the Lumo Go system popped up with a great selection of movies, TV shows, and other entertainment for the journey. Internet speeds were slower, but fine for loading emails and some other basic web pages. We travelled further north, passing through Newcastle and then Morpeth, before reaching Edinburgh. Overall, I thought this train journey was nice. The best part was the price, as I paid around £13 for the train. Compared to the other train operators making the same journey, I paid less than half what I would have for an LNER train departing around the same time. Of course, this fare sells out quickly, and I have heard stories about people having to book their Lumo trains months in advance in order to get the Lumo fixed fare. However, I only booked this train about 2 weeks beforehand for travel midweek. Other things I liked about the train were the extending table and the light on the seat back. Further points for improvement would be the food cart and large luggage storage space. It would be nice to see a wider selection of food, as I'm always running late for my trains and don't always have time to stop somewhere to buy a meal before boarding. More storage for luggage would help keep the aisles and door clear. That being said, I will definitely travel with Lumo again, especially on one of the fixed fares, as the journey was comparable to standard class on LNER at less than half the price and only 10 minutes longer than LNER's fastest train times from London to Edinburgh. The train arrived in Edinburgh on time, and as I exited Waverley Station, I had a good view of the Edinburgh Christmas market on the other side of Waverley Bridge. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.